Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another breakdown for DWCS Contender Series. We're in the third week of Contender Series now, and we're for picks. We have been in pretty solid for picks. We're 10-0 in picks so far on the Contender Series, absolutely killing it. And it's been a pretty chalky card back to back. I mean, there's only like one underdog that has cast on the show this year so far. I could see some underdogs winning on this card. I think this is probably a closer line card than last week for sure. I have a feeling that's gonna be the case for this card. But last week, I mean, it was I think all the five favorites won. I mean, so the books had the fights lined pretty spot on. And let's do a breakdown for this card now, guys. We don't have UFC this week, so this is only Contender Series. Then we got some LFA action on Friday. I'll probably go live for LFA on Friday, maybe for the main card. If you guys want the LFA and I'll be live for the Contender Series. I mean Tuesday, like always. So make sure you guys come hang out with me on Tuesdays. We always have a lot of fun watching fights, betting some fights on the card. And let's do a breakdown now, guys. If you guys want to support the channel, you can become a member on the channel. And you get some live stream perks and stuff like that. So appreciate you guys watching as always. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And let's break down the first card now. I mean, in the main one, we got Andrey Pulyaev taking on Liam Anderson, and Michael Aswell is going to be fighting Bogdan Grad. Michael Aswell is the Cage Free FC champion, and he got a crazy first round KO over Fury FC, not Cage Free FC. I mean, I always mix them up. But he just knocked out Nate Richardson. I mean, who's actually fought some solid guys out there and taken some solid guys to decision, close decisions before. We also got Marco Tulio coming back second year. I think he was on the Contender Series last year. Yeah, they didn't give him a contract though. He went out there and beat Poaton's former foe. I think he went out there and beat that kickboxer, Glory kickboxer, Yusri Bulgari, and he still didn't get a contract because Dana White was looking for a finish, I think. Crazy how that works. I mean, Dana White gave a contract to Jose Medina. You can remember Jose Medina lost another 30-27, and he gets a contract, but not guys like Torres Finney or guys like Marco Tulio. At least they're bringing him back in. I mean, so he needs to finish this fight in great fashion, or he's probably not gonna get a contract this year again, like Dana White said for Torres Finney. We also got Malcolm Wellmaker taking Adam Bramhald. Let's start with the first fight, guys. First fight of the night is going to be Jack Duffy taking on Nick Piccininni. And I am going to take Nick Piccininni here. Yeah, he used to wrestle for Oklahoma, I think, Oklahoma State, if I'm not mistaken. And he's got really good wrestling, really good control. Striking is not really there yet. He can strike, I mean, but it's not really like technical. It's mostly just there to set up that takedowns, the wrestling, and the submission game. He does have a better BGG game on the ground than Jack Duffy. They both fight really similar. I mean, they're both like grapplers. I think Nick Piccininni is the better wrestler here, so I am gonna favor Nick Piccininni here to get those takedowns early and control him. But he might strike with this guy, and I don't think he's like outclassed in the striking either. Jack Duffy's probably gonna be quicker on the feet. He does throw a lot of high kicks up there, and some flying knees and stuff. He's like more like crazy out there the way he strikes out there on the feet. But I think Nick Piccininni eventually he's gonna get those takedowns. He's gonna be able to get those position control him on the ground. Maybe look for a submission. He knows how to pass the guard pretty well. And I've seen him have trouble out there. He had trouble in that. I think it was a Victor Gonzalez fight. It was this fight. I think that was that Pack fight. His last that was a 4 round matchup, and he went out there and still got a submission in that fourth round. I mean, it was the Joe Mar Pack. So what happened in that fight was this fight. He won the first round. Like he was like striking with him, wasn't really trying to like go all in on the wrestling. Then he shot like one takedown at then to win the first round. He was winning the first, so he got the first round. Second round, he was like entertaining the stand up more out there with Jomer Pack, and Pack kind of rocked him with the overhand right, then kind of put him down on one knee, and then Piccininni came back and he was able to recover. So he wasn't like he was definitely hurt, but he recovered pretty well. So we know he's got a pretty good recovery now. He's facing some adversity out there, which he shouldn't, but it's good for him overall, I think. and he came back third on, wrestled right away. He wasn't trying to play that stand-up game anymore. Then wrestled again, shot right away in the fourth round. Out wrestled Joe Mayer, and then eventually locked in that submission. So I like what I've seen from Nick Piccininni here. I think he's gonna be more dangerous on the ground. He's gonna have the better grappling when they go to the mat. And I think this fight is gonna hit the mat for sure. I don't see this being just a stand-up fight. They're gonna wrestle. Jack Duffy is like he gets kind of like way too excited when he's in the grappling changes, like trying to go for a submission, but his game's not really fully developed yet, I think. But I'm gonna go with Piccininni to win. I think Piccininni's gonna get this one done by I think he can lock in a submission. I mean, I could see him locking in a submission, but Jack Duffy is really, really, really tough. So he's gonna stay in there as long as he can, and he's gonna have to land something crazy on the feet to clip Nick Piccininni to get him out of there. But I just don't see that happening. I think Piccininni is gonna have that wrestling, better takedowns, double leg takedowns, inside trip takedowns. He's got a really nice single leg takedowns also. So he's gonna have two more tools out there when they hit the mat. And I'm gonna take Nick Piccininni to win. Nick Piccininni is minus 275 right now. I think he's gonna win. I'm pretty confident he's gonna win. I like the over. I think Jack Duffy is really tough. I don't see him just getting finished in the first round. But I'll be kind of shocked if Nick Piccininni can submit him in the first round. They're flyweights, I mean, so I don't think they're gonna knock each other out in the first round. I mean, most of the first fights on contenders, I mean, they have been finishing pretty early. I mean, Jake, what was it, Haddon? I think Haddon went out there and got a first round club and sub. The first week of contender series, we had who was it? Kavanaugh. Kavanaugh went out there, got a first round TKO, crazy KO. So this might you never know. I mean, that's why I think it goes over. I'm pretty confident this one goes over 1.5 rounds. But I think they're probably gonna strike for a bit, and they're gonna wrestle. I think Piccininni is gonna have the better wrestling, so I'm gonna take Piccininni by like a second, third on submission. I'll go third on submission for Piccininni. That's gonna be my pick. I don't hate him as a parlay piece, to be honest. Next fight on the card is gonna be Malcolm Wellmaker taking on Adam Bramhald. And both of these guys, I mean, they've fought some really lower level competition. I mean, they haven't been fighting the best competition out there. Adam Bramhald is he's gonna have the better stand up here. I think he's got better kicks, leg kicks, body kicks, better Muay Thai, elbows in the clinch. But I've seen him get taken on before, so I could see Malcolm changing levels and taking him down here. He was having trouble dealing with the range against Jackaria Kamara. The reason that was a split decision was because he was getting outstruck at range. Then eventually, he was smart enough to level change and get those takedowns in the second half of that fight. So I think he clearly won that fight. He was landing the better shots out there, landing some elbows in the clinch and stuff off the break when they're breaking out from the clinch. And then he went out there and knocked out some of these guys. I mean, but the promotion he's been fighting is pretty low level. But it's not really up to him, I guess. So he's getting a big opportunity here. They're both 30 years old. I mean, this is whoever wins this fight is gonna make it to the UFC. If it's an exciting fight to get a finish out there. Bramhald's gonna be live for sure. This is a closely lined fight for a reason, because Bramhald he's gonna be throwing more volume at range. I mean, he's got better distance management. He's gonna be the better kickboxer from the outside, better Muay Thai, and he's fighting some solid guys out there. I mean, he's not fighting complete bums out there, right? So I think Wellmaker can get those takedowns and control him on the ground. Bramhald is dangerous in the grappling changes. He'll be looking for submissions and stuff like that. But I am gonna take Wellmaker to win. Does he get the KO? I think it's gonna go the distance. I'm gonna take Wellmaker by decision. Wellmaker is minus 160. I think he's gonna get it done by decision. I don't know if he's gonna finish. I don't think he's gonna finish this dude. Bramhald has been finished 2 times. I mean, but it was really early on. It was back in 2017, 2016. So I've seen him get hurt out there, but he's pretty tough. I mean, so I don't know if I just see him getting I watched that fight where he got grounded and pounded. It was like 2016. I mean, that's lifetime. I mean, over a decade now. And he just got taken on, got grounded and pounded. Luke Shanks fights in PFL now. I think he fights in PFL now, or no, he fights in Cage Warriors. That's not even a bad loss. I mean, Luke Shank has a pretty good BJJ, and he's been fighting in MMA since he was like 20 years old. So took a couple of losses early. He's capable of winning this fight for sure, but I'm gonna go with the guy that can mix it up with the takedowns. But Bramhald is gonna be the better kickboxer range. He's gonna have to just keep that range, and Wellmaker has to close the distance and get in the pocket and swing. He's got a pretty good chin on him too, Wellmaker. But that I don't think his striking is as technical as Bramhald, but I'm gonna go with Bramhald here. I mean, I'm gonna go with Malcolm Wellmaker to get it done by a close 29-28 decision. Um, over 1.5 rounds, minus 155. I think it could go over, but they're both really inexperienced. So Bramhald has some experience. He could kind of drag this on, but I'm gonna go with Wellmaker. He's been extremely active out there fighting. He's fought 5 times in the last 2 years. Next fight on the card, we got Marco Tulio taking Matthieu Duclos. I'm pretty confident Marco Tulio is going to win this fight. High confidence. I think the minus 400 line is kind of not that bad for a parlay piece. Marco Tulio has high level BJJ. He can wrestle. He can strike. He's got power on the feet, and he's gonna have more power on the feet. He's also gonna have the wrestling here. Matthieu, like I've seen some pretty good takedown defense from him, but his fights are really weird, man. If you go watch that fight, that was a really weird stoppage. I mean, Alexis was trying to like take him down, and then he just like got eye poke. I'm not even sure if it was an eye poke. He just like kind of turtled up. Wasn't trying to fight anymore. It was really weird. And then even the other fights that he's had, he's fighting some really low level competition. I mean, and yeah, I think Marco Tulio is gonna get this one on by. I'll go by submission. I think he can lock in a submission or a KO. I think he can lock in a submission. He takes us to the mat. He's got really good BJJ, really good control. Way better grappler on the ground. He's gonna get, if he gets one takedown, it's gonna be over. I think he might just knock him out on the feet. I know he probably knows that he's gonna go out there and get a finish here. And I think he knows that like the reason Dana White didn't sign him because he didn't finish Yusri Bulgari, who to be fair is a glory kickboxer. I mean the guy has pretty good striking, but Marco Tulio was out striking him, landing the better shots at range and also mixing in takedowns. And Martolio has a good chin on him. I bet on his fights. I think it was the last fight. Yeah, I bet on the under 1.5 in that last fight. I was pretty confident the under 1.5 rounds, and it finished under. I mean, it was pretty close to going over, but it finished under. Then I think I also bet on the under in that. Which fight was it? I thought I fought it. Oh, okay, it was that one. It was only that fight. He fought Wall who's kind of a can, but yeah, he's supposed to fight Wall Woodburn, but that fight got canceled because he needed a can for Bo Nickel to crush on in his UFC debut race. So, or was that his UFC debut? I can't remember if that was the UFC debut or maybe that was the second fight. Yeah, give me Tulio by first or second now and finish. Pretty confident here on Tulio. I think Tulio's going to finish him under 1.5 rounds. Minus 400 line is pretty solid for Tulio. He's going to be way better. Duclos has pretty good kicks, I mean, but not crazy one-punch power. I don't think he's really going to like knock out Tulio here. Next fight on the card, we got Michael Aswell taking on Bogdan Grad. This is the second time Bogdan Grad is coming to the Contender series. The first time didn't really go well for him. He went out there and fought Tom Nolan. Tom Nolan knocked him out pretty viciously with the left hook counter. Grad's known for his. I actually picked him over Nolan. I thought Grad was a pretty good underdog, but I was wrong. I was definitely wrong there. And he's been going out there fighting in cage fight. I've seen those fights, and it's like, I'm not like, he's been looking better out there. He's been wrestling a lot more, like mixing in takedowns, also like knocking. He's got throwing some flying knees. He's got better kicks at range, whereas Michael Aswell's got better like boxing. He's got a pretty good jab on him. Also, like he pops that jab out there, trying to find range. Then he'll throw that 1-2 right down the pipe. And him knocking out Nate Richardson is pretty impressive. Let me like I don't know if you guys, some of you guys probably don't know who Nate Richardson is. He's a Glory kickboxer, I think. He's fighting Glory. Yeah, he's fighting Glory kickboxing, and he's actually taken some solid guys to split decision. Fernando Padilla is pretty solid. I mean, we know how good Fernando Padilla is. He's 3-1 in the 2-1 in the UFC. His only loss was Kai Nelson. He beat Julian Rosa, Luis Puello, and also like everyone's favorite fighter, my favorite fighter, Diego Lopez. Where was that? I mean, that was a pretty long time ago, but I know he lost to, yeah, he beat Diego Lopez by a split. I mean, so in a 5-round match, I mean, you're taking Diego Lopez to split, even though it was like a long time ago back. It wasn't that long ago, 2021. I had him over Ian Young, and that was a really good fight. And he's got like, so beating him the way he did. What happened in that first round though, he did kind of eye poke him, but they gave Nate Richardson a break early, so he got a break for like a minute. Then he just hit him with the jab, kind of snapped his head back with the jab, then hit him with the right hand right down the pipe, rocked him, and then he put him out. It was pretty vicious KO. So he's been looking pretty good out there, man. Even the Josh Adam fight, Josh Adams, like they call him the super glue because he's like known for his wrestling. I mean, not really wrestling. I mean, straight like grappling. Like he's got pretty solid grappling, but it was a good fight. It was actually a competitive fight on the feet. Adam had his moments, but Aswell was putting pressure on him. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Michael Aswell here. I think I like the boxing. I like the pressure. I know his cardio is gonna be there. He's an absolute junkyard dog, so he's gonna have the knockout power here. Bogdan Grad's, if he can keep range and mixing takedowns, he can win this fight. He can outwork Aswell, mixing in takedowns, mixing in the whole MMA game that he has, because he does have more weapons out there. He can mix in takedowns, land a lot of kicks, leg kicks, spinning back wheel kicks, body kicks. So he's gonna have more weapons at range. He's gonna be the better range fighter. He's gonna have the better distance management also. I like Grad. I like Bogdan Grad, but I'm gonna go with the Aswell. I think he's pretty good, man. I like what I've seen from Michael Aswell here. Michael Aswell's plus 105 right now, underdog. So you can still get him at plus 120. I'm gonna take him at plus 120 on DraftKings. I actually might sprinkle him. He's actually a dog I like on this card. Under and overs, I would not play the unders and overs here. It might go over. They're both pretty tough, but Grad chin does kind of worry me a bit. I think Aswell has a pretty good chin on him, unless he eats like a spinning wheel kick or something to the face. All right, guys. Next gonna be my pick. Aswell by like I'll go by like a second, third round T. I'll go second on TKO for Aswell. All right, guys. Main event of the evening now. Make sure you guys hit the like button. I was watching tape for the last like 4 hours, and it's not easy finding tape on this card. I mean, some of these fighters like Andrey, Pulyaev, and even Bogdan Grad. I mean, you gotta really you gotta search the promotion if you want to find tape on this guy. And Matthieu, this guy also Matthieu. Like it's not these guys. It's really tough to find tape on these dudes, especially like Andrey Pulyaev, because you gotta he's fighting RCC, and you gotta it's the titles of on the fights that are on YouTube. It's like in Russia, so like it's really tough to find tape on these guys. I really had to dig deep, and I was able to find tape on this guy, and a lot of people seem really confident in this dude, man. He's got some okay striking. I mean, not really a lot of power that I've seen in his fights. He can grapple. He can go for takedowns. He's got a pretty good double leg takedown. And he's going to have some BJJ here, but I'm just not that impressed by Andrey Pulyaev. Anderson Liam, I mean, I think his striking defense does need a lot of work. I mean, so he does eat a lot of shots out there. I'm leaning towards Liam Anderson here. I think he can get this one done by like a submission, like on the mat. I think he's gonna have the better wrestling here. He's gonna have the better grappling also. He's also fighting guys that we know of in promotion that we normally watch, LFA, Cage for UFC. I mean, the only fighter this guy's fought like decent that was like kind of decent, Nikita, and Nikita was touching him up on the feet. He's landing some good shots on the feet also. And I couldn't find some of his fights. I mean, so I've only found like 2 fights on him. He's 26 years old, so he's gonna be younger. But I don't know. I feel like Anderson can take him down and then bully him on the mat. Anderson does seemed to be in trouble out there when he's standing with the guys out there. Like Jay Manning was starting to take over in the second round. He was like hurting badly. Then Anderson recovered on his guard. Then he came back and uh, got a takedown on Jay Manning. Jay Manning just made a mistake, left his neck wide open for that submission. Didn't even like have a clue that Anderson was trying to lock in that submission. He just tapped right away. So and Maurice Morris, I mean, that was a pretty nasty head kick that he landed. He was throwing that. He's got a pretty fast head kick also. Like, but the striking defense is what worries me about Liam Anderson here. I think he's got a pretty good chin on him. He's been KO'd before. It was 3 years ago. But yeah, I think that was his like first couple fights, right? That when he got KO'd, that was his first fight in Thomas Powell, who does have some power. I mean, this guy knocked out. He got knocked out by Hotspur. I mean, but that guy actually has some power, and that was his first fight. So I'm gonna give him a break for that one. He's fought in LFA, 3-0 in LFA, and yeah, I like Anderson. I think Anderson is not a bad play at the line that he's at right now because he can wrestle. He's got pretty good durability. He's an absolute junkier dog. So you know he's never gonna be out of the fight, even if he gets hurt out there. Liam Anderson minus 180. I mean, he was plus 235. I mean, Jesus. If you got him at plus 235, I mean, even plus money, minus 135. Yeah, a lot of money. I guess they opened the odds kind of wrong here. That's crazy. If you people that got him at plus money, like good shit, good stuff. I think minus 180 is not even bad for him either. You might be able to get a better number live because I could see him eating some shots early if he doesn't get the wrestling going early. Because he's okay striking with people out there and until they hurt him. Then he'll like go to the wrestling. I don't think this fight is going to go the distance. No way this fight goes the distance. So I'm going to go Anderson by submission. I'll go by like a second on submission or like a KO ground and pound. He's got a pretty vicious ground and pound too. So that's going to be my full card breakdown, guys. I'm going to pick Liam Anderson in the main event by KO, TKO, or submission. Michael Aswell by KO, TKO. Marco Tulio by submission or KO, TKO. Wellmaker by decision. And Nick Piccininni by submission. So that's my full card breakdown, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the full card breakdown. And make sure you guys like, subscribe. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with my picks on this card. And I'll see you guys next time. I'll be live for this card, so make sure to come and hang out with me on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll see you guys then, man. Take it easy, guys. Later. Have a good weekend.